Hi friends, so today I am going to discuss question number 54 of SFM and the chapter is Foreign Exchange Exposure and Risk Management. I am having the November 17 module of SFM practice manual. See, the question here is an importer booked a forward contract with his bank on 10th of April for 2 lakhs USD due on 10th of June 64.40. So until here we have come to know that there is an importer who has to import some goods from outside India, okay? And for that he needs $2 lakh, and for that $2 lakh he went to a bank and booked a forward contract which will get due on 10th of June at the rate 64.4. So here the bank has to pay $2 lakh to the importer on 10th of June. So for that, bank has to acquire $2 lakh from somewhere. So the bank covered its position. So bank went to someone and asked for $2 lakh, which will it need on 10th of June at the rate 64.28. So the bank will get the dollar at the rate 64.28 and the bank will sell it to the importer at the rate 64.40. I guess until this the line is clear. Okay. So now there are different rates given for spot on 10th June and 20th June, spot June, July, August, September. We will discuss it later on. Next, the exchange margin is given as 0.10%. See, the exchange margin is applicable only when a bank deals with an outside customer. It means when a bank deals with a bank, the exchange margin is not applicable. And the interest on outlay of funds, this is the interest rate. We will come to know about it, like why it is given in this question. The importer requested on 20th June. See, at first the importer booked a forward contract for 10th of June, but he came at 20th June. And on 20th June, he came and asked the bank for the extension of contract. See, there is a concept where it has been given that the concept is here that if on the due date, if the importer doesn't come, even if he wants to continue the contract for the he wants to continue the contract but the due date will be different, or either he wants to cancel the contract, at first we have to cancel it. That's why here in the question it is asking for the cancellation rate. Got it? That's why here it has been given. We have to calculate cancellation rate. Amount payable, what is this? Swap loss. And the next it has been asking about interest on outlay of funds, new contract rate and total cost. We will discuss it. Okay. So there is a point on here. On 10th of June, bank swaps by selling spot and buying 1 month forward. Okay. I knew it. So here is an importer, then here is a bank. Importer went to the bank on 10th of April and booked a forward contract for $2 lakhs, which he wants on 10th of June. So bank needs $2 lakh for giving it to importer on 10th of June. So bank went to another person, or you can say it went to another bank. Fine. And booked the rate at the rate 64.28. So, what will happen on 10th of June is that the bank will wait for the importer, but the importer didn't come on 10th of June. So, but this bank will say that you have agreed for buying $2 lakh from me. So, you have to mandatorily buy from me at the rate 64.28. So, the bank will buy $2 lakh bank will buy $2 lakh at the rate 64.28. Fine. On when? On 10th of June, on the agreed date. But the importer didn't come, so the bank has to sell this now. Because what will it do with by keeping $2 lakh with itself? So he went to another bank and on 10th of June and asked the another bank for buying $2 lakh from it. Okay? So there is a line on the question. On 10th of June, bank swaps. Bank went to another bank and here it did a swap. Swap on 10th of June by selling this on 10th of June, spot is of 10th of June, and buying 1 month forward. So the transaction is happening on 10th of June. So it will sell on 64.28 and it contracted with another bank for buying after 1 month. Fine, after 1 month. So here the first question is we have to calculate the cancellation rate. So first tell me when now what will happen. We will solve it thoroughly. Okay, like the question is given that the first we have to calculate cancellation rate. So cancellation rate. Now when the contract with this importer will get cancelled. The question is when the contract with this importer will get cancelled. When this importer will come to bank on 20th June. Okay, either for cancelling the contract or for its extension. The bank first has to cancel the contract on 20th of June. So that cancellation rate is there has been asked in this question. Fine. So cancellation rate. What will happen on cancellation rate? So what will happen on 20th June is this. When the importer will come to the bank and ask it for extension with new due date on 10th of August, the bank will say to the importer, no, see, we have at first contracted now that you will purchase $2 lakh from me at the rate there is given at the rate 64.40. So you have to first suppose the bank is saying that you do one thing, you don't need the money on 20th June na, you do one thing, first purchase $2 lakh from me at the rate 64.40, fine, and again sell it back to me. ठीक है, मतलब बोल रहा है the bank is asking the importer for purchasing at the rate 64.40 and again selling it back to me because you don't need the $2 lakh on 20th June, so sell it back to me at the rate today's spot rate. And see there in the question there's a two column, 10th June and 20th June. So today is 20th June. So we will go to the column of 20th June and today 20th June and the spot rate is what? The spot rate is, see here the bank, the another rate is for purchasing from the importer, and who will purchase? Bank will purchase it back from the importer. So bank will ask which rate will be applicable here? 63.68 now, because bank will purchase it from the importer. So but here in the question exchange margin is also given. So we know that when a bank deal with an outside customer, the exchange margin is applicable over there at the rate. So in this we have to add exchange margin at the rate 0.10%. So it will be 63.68 plus 0.1%. Sorry. here it is going to purchase, now bank will purchase, so we have to deduct the exchange margin from here, because bank is going to be benefit here now, get the benefit, because it is going to purchase, so it will not add, it will deduct the exchange margin from the rate. So the rate will be 63.68 minus 0.1%. It will be 63.6163. So, but the importer will say, like here it will be bank has to here bank will sell at this rate, and bank will purchase it back at this rate. So here what will be done is this netting of 64.40 and 63.60. So we will net it off. Fine. So what will we get? 64.4 minus 63.6163. In net we are getting 0.7837. Fine. For $2 lakh, and this rate is for, see here selling, bank will sell at 64.4, this is greater than this rate now, so this is the selling rate for bank, the bank will sell at the after netting off, this will be the selling rate for bank into 2 lakh. So we are getting rupees 156,740. Okay. So the first part of the question is asking for the cancellation rate. So the cancellation rate will be this. This is the part of cancellation rate. See, this is the agreed rate, forward contract rate, which was done on 10th of April, I guess. Yeah, 10th of April. And when it will come on 20th June, the bank will say, okay, you have to purchase the dollar from me at this rate, and the bank will purchase it back. Bank will purchase it back just because the importer doesn't need it on 20th of June. So this will be the cancellation rate, which is like used to cancel this rate, and the net off will be the amount which the importer has to. This is the amount which the importer has to give to the bank due to cancellation. Okay, due to cancellation. Fine. So next, swap loss. Who did the swap? Bank. Here the bank did the swap with the another bank for for selling right now at the spot and buying it back from the bank after 1 month. Why the bank did the swap? Because on 20th June the importer didn't come, but it doesn't mean that the importer will not come. That's why the bank did the swap with the another bank. But here mind one point, that the exchange margin will not be applicable because this swap is in between a bank and a bank. Fine. So we are going to solve the next part of the question, that is swap loss. So I am going to rub this part. I hope that will be fine. I am just gonna wait for a minute or two. I guess this will be fine. So we are going to find out swap loss, which will occur to the bank, the main bank, here, this bank. Fine. So here we saw like bank, this bank will ask this bank on 10th of June that no, it doesn't matter whether the importer came to you or not, you have to buy the $2 lakh, you have to buy $2 lakh from me at the agreed rate, that is 64.28. Fine. So for that After buying this $2 lakh at the rate 64.68, the bank will, the $2 lakh was of no use to this bank. Right now, it doesn't need that money, that amount of money. So it went to another bank and wanted to sell it. So the another bank here, this bank will say, now it matters whether that, wait. So now here the question is, at what rate this bank will sell these $2 lakh to this bank on 10th of June. So here, who is in problem? Who is in problem? This bank is in problem. Fine. So this bank will say, I will acquire these $2 lakh from you at the bid rate. At the bid rate. Here. See, on spot rate was on 10th of June. Spot rate is $63.1. $1 is equal to 63.80, 63.82. See, generally a bank sells at this ask price, fine, but here this bank is in trouble, so this bank will say, no, I will buy from here. In this case, we have to see from the view of this bank. So here this bank will buy from this bank, say bank 1. Here it is the bank 1, and the another bank which is involved in the swap is say bank 2. So bank 2 will buy from bank 1 at 63.80, but here the exchange margin will not be applicable because the transaction is in between the two banks. Fine. So swap loss, here bank 1 will sell at 63.80. This swap loss is from whom view? Bank 1 na, which is the main party to the transaction of the contract. So this bank, which is bank 1, will sell at the rate 63.80, and there in the question it is given that bank swaps by selling spot, but it is agreeing with the bank 2 for buying 1 month forward. So 1 month forward. See, in the column there is given spot USD 1 is equal to for 10th June, 20th June. That is the spot rate for 10th June and 20th June. And afterwards, there it is spot June, spot July, spot August, spot September. Okay, so we have to, for forward contract, we have to choose the rates from there. So come to buying 1 month forward. So come to spot June. Fine. After 1 month, spot June. There is the rate for this is happening. The swap is happening on 10th June, na? When the bank purchased the $2 lakh at the rate 64.28. So we will go to the spot June. There the rate is 63.92 and 63.95. Fine. So bank 1 has to buy back the $2 lakh from bank 2. So the rate will be, again the rate will be from the point view of bank 2. So this bank 2 will wants to sell it to bank 1 at the rate 63.95 at the higher rate. So bank 1 will buy at the rate 63.95. So net, the difference will be the net loss to bank 1, that is 0.15. So if we will find it down in amount, so $2 lakh multiplied by 0.15, it will be, I guess 30,000 will come. 2 lakh into 0.15 rupees 30,000. This is the swap loss which has occurred to bank 1. Now interest on outlay of funds. See, what has happened is this, when, wait, I am going to rub this part, okay. See, here when this bank agreed to buy from someone, either it will be a person or a bank, it could be anyone, fine. When this bank agreed to buy this, at the first, bank 1 was thinking of buying at this rate and selling of this rate. So this bank wants money for this transaction, for buying this at this rate 64.28. So this bank at the starting went to another bank for funds. This bank 1 has asked another bank for funds, C. But now when this bank wants 64.28 and it thought of selling it on 64.45, and the bank 1 thought of returning back the fund to this bank. So at first, when this bank contracted with this bank was going to give interest free funds to bank 1. Okay, interest free fund for bank 1. So, but when this contract didn't happen on 10th of June, I'm going to rub this contract didn't happen, and the bank buys at 64, bought the $2 lakh at 64.28 and sold it to at 63.80. Can you see the difference? Like bank bought it at 64.28, which is the higher as compared to the rate of selling. Got it? Here you can see bank buys at 64.28 and sold it to another bank 2 at the rate 63.80. So there is a difference now. Buying rate for the bank is higher than the selling rate. So there will be like it must needed some fund for that. So how much is that fund? 64.28 minus 63.8. The difference is 64.28 minus 63.80, which is 0.48 multiplied by 2 lakhs is equal to, multiplied by 2 lakh is equal to rupees 96,000. So this fund from where the bank 1 will get this fund? From this bank. But now this bank will say, I will charge some interest from you, okay? Because at first the bank this bank agreed with bank 1 for interest free fund, fine, but now it will charge some fund. So the 12% rate of interest will be applicable on 96%. So interest at the rate 12%, 96,000 multiplied by 12%. Now for how many days this will be applicable? See, this transaction is happening on 10th of June, isn't it? And the cancellation or the swap, everything is occurring at 20th of June. So there is a time gap of 10 days. So this rate will be for 10 days, and let me see whether it has been given in the question whether we have to take 360 or 365 days. There is nothing mentioned in the question, so we will take 360 days, and after calculating I am getting 320 rupees. So this is the interest outlay. Fine. Now new contract rate. See, the importer came to the bank on 20th June and asked for the extension, and the new due date would be 10th of August. So bank will cancel the contract on 20th June and the new contract will be entered for 10th of August. So on this date, what will be the new contract rate? That has been asked in the question, okay? I guess here I can solve it. Yeah. I'm gonna rub this. So, new contract rate This new contract is happening on 20th of June when the cancellation is occurring. When the cancellation has been done, fine. So on 20th we will see on 20th of June, matlab in the column of 20th June we have to go for the rate of August. Rate of August is 64 point, you can see in your book it is 64.18, 64.25 $1. So the bank is going to contract for selling now, so the ask rate will be used here. So the new selling rate will be 64.25, and this transaction is going to happen in between the bank and an outside customer. So exchange margin of 0.10% will also be applicable here. So see, here the bank is selling, that's why exchange margin is going to add. But when the bank will contract for purchasing, the exchange margin will not get added, it will get instead deducted. Okay. 64.25 plus 1% is 64.31425. Yes, yeah. So this is the new contract rate. Okay, it has been in your book rounded off to 64.3150. I guess. Yeah. Okay. So now the last part of the question is total cost. So total cost is, we have found out the cancellation amount payable on cancellation now. Total cost. Amount payable on cancellation, which was given in the part 2, that was 156,740. Then it will charge those swap loss. Swap loss was of swap loss. This is the cancellation charges. Then swap loss due to swap with bank 2. The bank 1 is suffering, and the another is the interest charge from this bank, from bank to this bank 1. Okay, that came out, I'll see here. Yeah, here at the rate 12% into 1 by 360 days, that came out to be 320. Adding it, 156,740 plus 30,000 plus 320 is 187,060. So that's it. Thank you. I'll put the question number of October 2018 module in the description box. Thank you so much.